Welcome. I'm Heather. Thanks so much for joining me for this Bedtime Yoga series. We are going to find all these wonderful restorative postures tonight that are very good at relieving stress and tension from the body and the mind, so that it's much easier to drift off to sleep and to stay asleep over the course of the night. If you want to start on the floor, getting yourself comfortable. If you prefer, you can also do any of these postures in bed. So knowing that that is always available for you to have a blanket tonight, and we are going to use support right away. We are going to come into the reclined butterfly position. There are a few different ways that you can try this. One of the favorite ways from my classes that I find is to support the legs in this posture. You can place your pillow, rolled up blanket, or bolster underneath the legs, allowing the soles of the feet to come together and the knees to stay wide apart. This is a really nice position. If you want, you can add a bit more support. You can place a pillow underneath your head. Okay. And I think there's another way to do this but for tonight, I think we'll just do it like this. And we'll take a few moments to come into our body, starting to connect more deeply with your breath. So with your attention following your breath as it comes in and out. If it helps you at the beginning of your practice to help settle your mind, to help focus on your breathing a bit more, you can place your hands on your belly, help feel the rise and fall of your breath. If you find that you are having trouble staying focused on your breathing, another technique you can add is to count. So counting the length of your inhale, so maybe to 4 or 5, and counting the length of your exhale. To help the body relax more deeply, it's helpful to lengthen the exhalation as much as you can. One way we do that is to breathe out a few times through the mouth. So doing this gentle, easy, restorative breaths to help bring balance and harmony, to regulate your nervous system, and often when we're busy throughout the day or feeling any kind of stress, our breathing pattern will change. It'll become shallow. And that type of breathing kind of just furthers the feelings that we may be experiencing, such as anxiety or even just like that tense irritability feeling that we feel when we're struggling to manage the flow of our day. So for now, we're just releasing all of that. There could be things that you didn't do today, but remember, for today, it's enough. You've done enough. There's always tomorrow, but for today, for tonight, we're letting go of anything left over. So for a few breaths, let's also here place, let's try placing the hands on the side ribs. Let's put the fingers on the front and the thumbs on the back. And as you inhale, see if you can direct your breathing to widen out a little bit more where your hands are. Inhale to widen. And exhale to release. And feel your ribs release. Continue here for about 3 more breaths. Feel the right and left sides of your body here opening up. And 1 more breath like that. And at the end of this exhalation, if you want to stretch out through your arms a little bit more, reaching, you can make fists with your hands and then alternate that by stretching out through your fingertips. And then slowly release your arms. And we're gonna slide the hands down to bring the legs out of that position. If you wanna use your hands to push your legs back together. And then just starting to come into the knees to chest position. For this one, if you wanna try, if it's comfortable to have your head right on your mat and just take a few breaths in and out. You can do a bit of movement. On your inhale, your knees slightly away. On your exhale, pulling your knees back. We'll do that a couple more times. And this time with your hands on top of your knees, we'll circle through the hips. So if you want to make circles with both legs in the opposite direction. So we could move the legs together, but this opposite direction with the circling allows the hips to really open up a little bit more. You're moving right from your hip joint. Let's move in the opposite direction. And then here, let's try that other way to move here, keeping the legs together and moving both legs in the same direction. Notice how we're circling a little bit more, feeling that movement in the lower back and pelvis area. And then giving one last big squeeze in with your legs. You can hug around just below your knees. And from here, let's release and we'll bring our feet down. And we're gonna roll over to the side and pause there for a few breaths. When you're on your side, it's really nice to focus on your breathing a little bit more in your back. So all these muscles that we're meant to use in the process of breathing through the back of your body, often underused. And you can promote your breath to go wherever you want. So now see if you can feel your back opening up with your breath. And then feel your back release. And then we'll begin to use the hands, the arms to come up. We'll come into a sitting position. At this point, if you want to sit on something, I highly recommend sitting on at least a little cushion or block, or maybe even a chair. So depending on how you're feeling tonight, to sit here, if you're able to sit up nice and tall from the mat, that's great. If not, feel free to grab a chair. And we'll gently circle the neck a few times from side to side. And just helping to release any tension in your neck. Nice, slow, gentle circle. And when I say circle, you'll notice that I'm just doing a half circle. You could circle all the way around, depending on how that feels to move your neck. Rotating fully might not be the best for your neck at this point, but you decide. Just take the ear and line over the shoulder. Pause there for a few breaths. Relax any tension in your face and your jaw. And then slowly lower your chin down towards that side of your chest. And we'll come back to center, dropping your chin down and lifting your chin up. And then we're gonna roll it again, half roll side to side a few times. This time we're gonna end up pausing on that other side, ear in line over your shoulder, sit up nice and tall. Relax all tension from your face. And then we'll slowly lower the chin down towards that side. And release by coming back to center. This time as you inhale, lift your chin. As you lift your chin, we're also going to come into a gentle opener for the chest, rolling the shoulders back. And then as you exhale, we'll come forward with the chin. Let the belly come in, the back arch. And we'll do the seated cat-cow a few more times. Moving with your breath. This time, as you come back to center, let's reach those arms up. Exhale, interlace your fingers, turn your palms up. Good. Come down halfway. Again, just push outwards with your palms here. Inhale to come back to center. Come up towards the ceiling. We're going to take the hands now, place them behind the head. Open the elbows outwards as you slightly lift your chin. And then as you exhale, we're going to tuck in with the arms and bring the head down slightly. And on the inhale, opening the arms, lifting the chin. And exhale, coming down. We'll do that 2 more times. This time, inhale, lift. And exhale to release. Release your arms, let them float down. And start to slowly roll out through your shoulders. And feel that movement as you move around. And we'll go in the opposite direction. And this is one area of the body that we can pick up a lot of strain, stress, tightness throughout the day, depending on our posture, depending on how we're feeling. So this time, let's bring the hands to the tops of the shoulders, and we're gonna move very slowly from side to side, warming up the upper body in a gentle flowing twist. If you'd like to move a little bit quicker, you can. But for now, just a few more movements here. And then we'll release, let go of that. And we're going to bring our feet out of that position. If you're on a chair at this point, if you want to come back down to the floor, we'll bring the soles of the feet together, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do a bit of movement here for the legs and the hips. So I'm just slightly lifting the knees up and down fairly quickly. And then sitting up nice and tall. To help us sit up taller, we're going to bring the hands behind and lift the chest. And on the exhalation, if you want to come forward, this is a wonderful, I'm going to show you the sideways positioning. If you want to use any support you might have, maybe you have a bolster handy. A few blocks also can work. And we're just going to lean and let our head rest into some kind of support. If you're using something else you can think of, it can be blocks. I'll show you the blocks. Okay. But yeah, it feels really nice to release the head, especially if you have any tension in your upper body. This really helps to soothe and calm the mind. It's wonderful for headaches. I'll stay here for a few more breaths. And then you can come out whenever you're ready, but slowly you can support yourself to come back up to stretch out through, let's stretch out through the left leg to start. And we're going to come into a bit of a seated forward bend. Again, if you want to add a little lift underneath, that'll help you to come up and out of your hips a little bit more and help align the pelvis so that there's not that backwards rotation, but you're able to come forward right from your hips here. If you have a belt handy, you can place it around your left foot. And then just centering, looking at your foot, centering it so that the back of the heel is centered and the toes are pointing up. We're going to reach for the foot. If you can reach for the foot, feel free to grab onto the foot. But the belt is nice. It allows you to come over more from your hips and to keep your upper body nice and straight and aligned. So I'm not just like letting it go right now. I'm trying to stay open through the front of my chest, shoulders back. And this is another pose if you had some support. You could let your head come down. That's a little low. I might go back to the bolster. Feels really nice. Again, if you had a headache, this would feel amazing to help release that tension in the head and neck. So see if you can find your place of comfort and allow your body to relax in this position as much as you can. Forgot to mention for this other side, if that knee is high up, you can always support that knee. You can reach a little bit further when you feel some release. That could be reaching further on the belt or reaching for your foot. I'm going to stay here for about 3 or 4 more breaths if you can. On your next breath in, slowly come back up. You might push into your leg and straighten up through your upper body for a moment. Just feeling the effects of that pose. Forward bends are wonderful at helping to calm your mind and to reset, rebalance the nervous system. So we're going to bend that knee that was out to the side. We're going to bend it up, place the foot on the floor, and we're going to do a nice, easy twist. So whatever knee is bent, we're going to twist to that side. Place your hand behind you. Use your hand. You can just be on your fingertips and twist just from your torso. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can always try with that foot on the other side of your leg. You might start to feel that stretch a little bit more in your hip. You could also place your elbow there on the outside of your knee, but find what works for you today. You can go back to that starting position. Soften again. Find a focal point with your eyes. Soften your gaze. Soften your face, your jaw. And when you're ready, we will slowly begin to unwind from the twist. So start coming back to center. And we'll extend both legs out for a moment. See if you can sit up nice and tall here. That can be, a bit challenging to sit up tall here, especially if the hips and legs are tight, but do your best. We're going to do those poses, those 2 poses on the other side. Again, if you want to support this bent knee, put something there. If you want to use your belt, you want to get your bolster ready for some head support. Place the belt around your foot. And then you can reach as far as you can to start comfortably. You can even keep your knee slightly bent to start too, as you begin to let your upper body fold over that leg. You might notice one side is tighter than the other. It's good to get to know that. Make sure that you're not coming forward in a position that is putting any strain on your lower back. So that's why it's good to come up, use the belt, let the shoulders release down your back, keep the chest open, try it with support so that you can really let go in this pose. Get really comfortable. And my bolster wants to slip right now, so I haven't found that right spot. There we go. It's a good idea to start any posture from a very gentle place. You don't feel like you need like a big stretch to start off. Like honestly, your body you'll move much deeper in through the pose if you can start off gradually, start off in a really comfortable place. Your body will help you go deeper just by loosening up more quickly. And especially in these forward bends, if you feel like you found a place you could stay for a long time, that's good. So we're going to slowly come back up. We're going to come up with the leg and do our twist. So reaching behind you, placing your fingertips on your mat and twisting around. You can just simply hold the outside of your knee here with your hand. Pull a little bit with your elbow so that you can spiral here. And stay here for about 3 more breaths. And just know that twists are wonderful at releasing tension in the back, but also any emotional tension that we've picked up throughout the day. It's really wonderful. It's like taking a washcloth and just wringing all of that out that we don't need to carry with us for the rest of the day. We can release it here and now. Releasing body tension and stress directly impacts how we feel and how we're doing mentally. For now, we are going to come over onto the hands and knees. And we'll start to come into the child's pose. But even before we sink right down, just start to stretch back. Or your hands are a little bit more forward so that you can reach back and stay lifted in your hips. If you want, you can also come down onto your elbows here, let go through your head. Stay here for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, come forward. Slide your hands underneath again. Look forward, lifting your chin. And on your exhalation, lift your belly, arch your back. Continue this for 3 more breaths, cat-cow. All right. This time, inhale, look forward, exhale. If you want to work with the support in the child's pose, feel free to grab something to rest your upper body on and let your hips sink down towards your feet. Let your arms release in a comfortable position. If you're on support like a bolster like I am, you can turn your head to the side. And becoming comfortable, hopefully enough that you can find a place to really rest and almost like you could fall asleep here. It's okay if you don't feel like that. But, this pose is very, very soothing. You can turn the head to the other side. We'll stay for 3 or 4 more breaths. And come back to center, sliding your hands closer underneath you. And we'll slide that bolster away for now if you're using one. We'll come up for a moment. See if you can sit in the hero's pose. That might be a bit difficult. That's why we have support handy, and we can place that support underneath the hips to sit right on support between your feet. If this is not suitable today for any reason, you can always come up onto your knees to release. Okay, so this is a great pose to help stretch the legs out and to help open the knees, the ankles, and help stretch and keep those feet properly aligned here. Toes should point straight back. You have a look at them. Even just sitting here for a few moments can really help work on that mobility in your legs. Okay, from here we will come up to a kneeling position, and I'm just going to turn sideways on my mat. For this one, if you want to cushion the knees a little bit more, you can simply roll your mat, or you can place a folded blanket or towel underneath your knees for padding. We're going to stretch out through the left leg, and this is a great position even if you want to lift your foot, rotating right from the hip, bringing that foot back down. You can feel a bit, hopefully a little bit of stretch there to the inside of your leg. And then centering, we'll bring the opposite arm up and over for a lovely side bend. So we'll hold this for a few breaths. Stay for one more breath. And then you can slowly release that arm. And for a moment, reach both arms straight up. Lift straight through and then exhale. We're going to fold over. So I'm just going to bring my hands right underneath. And we will begin to shift them towards that foot. So I'm going to bring that foot in, bring my other foot out or straight back. And I've transitioned into a lunge position. So I'm facing over my left foot, toes pointing forward, coming into a lunge. For this one, if you want to work with a bit of support here, again, bring blocks underneath. It's a really nice hip opener. And stay for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to release that. And just going to come up through that back leg, center my body between the legs, come into a wide-legged forward bend, and sinking your head down. Okay. All right, we're going to walk our hands towards that other side. Turn your foot out to the side or toward the edge of your mat and come into the twist on the other side. Again, if you want to use support, grab your blocks. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And then we'll come back slightly with the hips. I'm going to start to turn sideways again. Move my left foot straight behind, right leg out to the side. And coming into that first position, the side bend. We did a few rotations right at the hip, lifting the foot up and then setting the foot down. And you can set the foot down, slowly reach your arm up and over. Breathing here. Feeling that stretch open up right through the side of your torso. Oh, release, let that arm go. Again, come down. This time to bring your leg that's outwards in, and we're going to transition onto the feet. Have your blocks handy, have them ready. As we come right onto the feet, we're going to stay in the forward bend. Let your head hang here. You can bend your knees and support your hands on blocks if they're not on the floor. You can look at your feet to make sure they're pointing forward. And we'll start to lengthen up, come up halfway. Bend your knees a little bit more, root down through your feet and come all the way up to standing. Just going to move through the arms a little bit. So I'm circling the arms, starting with little circles, gradually getting bigger. Moving in the opposite direction. Good. And then just shaking that out. I'm just standing for a few more moments. aligning through your posture. Lift up through your chest, your shoulders rolled back. Imagine the crown of your head is lifting up a little bit higher. And then we'll begin to release that and come forward again. Come forward so that you can come back onto your mat, onto your knees. And then feet to the side, transition onto your seat. Get everything that we need to be comfortable so that we don't have to reach for anything when we're on our back. The first thing we're going to do, you can do with a pillow. Like a bed pillow would be nice, so a bit longer. And we're going to put it behind the back. And I'm going to stretch my legs out for this one. This is going to be like a supported fish pose. So you're just going to lean over that support. It could be a pillow. Find a comfortable place. What it's going to do is open up your chest a little bit more and make sure it feels good. You can try this one on the bolster as well. And yeah, just see if you can find a spot that works to lay on. You could place, if the pillow is long enough, it's okay if your head is supported by the pillow too. It's okay if your head is not. Just play around with this position until you find a place that works to rest over that pillow. I'll be here for a few more breaths. When you decide to come out of this fish pose, roll over to your side, take your pillow out and roll back down onto your back. And then bring your feet close in towards you and plant your feet to slowly come up your back. Not going to stay too long. We're going to roll back down. And we'll do that a few more times with breath. On the inhale, plant your feet, come up. Exhale, roll down. This time we might go back to supporting the body. Let's try it if you've got something to put underneath your hips. If you don't, probably by now you've got some kind of support. It could be your pillow, could be blocks, could be bolster. You could try just one smaller thing. If that feels okay, try another. And stay in the bridge pose for a few breaths, just in a supported variation. If you don't have any support at all, you can continue to flow up and down your back with your breath. And then from here, if you've got support underneath, you can always try lifting your feet up. And we're just going to mimic moving into a pose like the legs up the wall. If you did have a spot where you are that's very close to the wall and you want to practice your legs up the wall, feel free, go for it. I find this works if you just support the hips, bring the legs up. And this is one of the most restorative positions there is, either legs up the wall or what I'm showing you now. It's wonderful to do at the end of the day. It does so many wonderful things. It really helps you to deeply relax, calms the mind, and helps to soothe any stress in your body, especially good for the heart. And improving your circulation, of course. If you'd like to, you can roll your feet out a few times. And then we'll slowly come back to center. You can bend your knees in, bring one leg down at a time. If you're on support, you can release your support. Or like you can lift up and come back down. Getting ready for Shavasana. We'll do one more pose. We will do I'm going to bring my right leg up, knee in and then out to the side to bring the ankle onto the thigh. If you want, you can rock a bit from side to side. And then centering yourself here, where you can bring the legs in by clasping your hands behind your left leg. Alternatively, you can use the belt if this makes you lift up through your upper body or tense your upper body. Just use your belt, wrap it around this left leg and hold on to it there. You can do this pose in bed if you'd like. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. And you can slowly release and let go. Through that side, bring your opposite knee in and then open the knee out to the side, bring your ankle to the thigh. Rock a little bit side to side here. And slide your hands behind your right knee and bring your legs in. And breath here. Noticing where you feel this the most. By regulating your breath, slowing it down. Notice if your body starts to release. And you can slowly release your right foot down and lift up and let go through your left side. You might want to come back to little bridge pose after that, lifting your hips and then rolling back down. Grabbing your support for Shavasana, or grabbing a blanket, a pillow. We are going to move into our final relaxation pose and just allow the body to to unwind. So it is important to take time every day to unwind, to consciously rest for many reasons. You want to be able to understand how your body feels when it's resting, when it feels relaxed and peaceful. And that can come from taking time to pause. Excuse me. Must be sleepy time. So, yeah, especially it is beneficial as you prepare for sleep to move your awareness through your body and get to know how you're feeling and get to know if there's anything else you can do to just let go. So with everything that we do throughout the day, our body it's active. The muscles are active, they're tensing, they're gripping. And we're going to take some time to let them be free. Let our body be free and open. And it's also working on the mind to release, to not fixate, to not ruminate, to not worry, at least for this time. You're also allowing your mind to be free and open as you focus on your breath. Your mind is free but focused. You've done everything you need to do for today. Let go of any gripping or tightening as you scan through your body. And even let go of your breath. Allow your breath to breathe you now. We want to notice where we're at, if we're feeling peaceful and at ease. And if you're not, then I'd keep on doing the body scan and noticing from the head all the way down if there's any part of your body that is still holding, gripping, tightening. And just try to soften it as much as you can with your focus on that area. And with breath, moving in and out. We'll stay here for another minute or so. At this time, if you are already drifting off to sleep, you know that you're close to it. You probably don't want to end up sleeping on the floor. You'll wake up eventually, but feel free to just turn off the video at this time and to go right to bed. If you're still in your yoga space on the floor, on your mat, you're going to start to transition. Not so much out of your relaxation. You want to stay as relaxed as you can, just as you start to gradually gently bring yourself out of your position. But move slowly, especially at this time of night. If you're doing this practice right before bed, try to move really slowly. Take your time to come out. And if you're not quite ready for bed, but you want to keep this vibe going, I would suggest not doing anything that's going to stimulate you too much. So keeping your lighting low at home, keeping sounds to a minimum. Not engaging in anything to do with the outer world. It's important, at least for an hour before bed, to switch off your devices, laptops, phones. Even the TV can sometimes be stimulating enough to prevent you from sleeping well. You're ready. You can come up out of your Shavasana. If you're still here, still with me, I'll end us out. I'll end us here, and with hands at the heart, we'll practice gratitude for the last few moments. Really nice way to get your thinking straight at the end of the day. So take a few moments to simply be thankful for all those things that we have in our lives, all those people that are supporting us, and the people that we love and hold dear. And thank you so much. Namaste, and I hope you have a wonderful rest tonight. We'll see you again soon.